Have you ever wondered if you're doing something, even something small, that quietly makes the people around you, family, friends, or even strangers, feel uneasy? Behaviors that no one dares to mention, but they notice and care about? As we step into our golden years, we tend to form habits. Some of these bring comfort, reflecting the wisdom we've gained over decades. But others, though unintentional, act like blind spots, subtly dimming the dignity and connection you've built over a lifetime. These behaviors aren't about how you look. They're about how you show up in the eyes of others, how you make them feel, and, most importantly, how you feel about yourself. In this video, we're diving into 12 habits that older adults often fall into, things people notice but rarely point out. This isn't about criticism. It's a gentle mirror to help you see what you might not realize and discover what you can change. The good news? Most of these habits can be fixed with just a little awareness and effort. By the end of this video, you'll not only know what to watch out for, but also learn how to live with more confidence, grace, and better health in your later years. Small changes can make a big difference, not just in how others see you, but in how you feel about yourself. So stick with me until the end to uncover each habit and how to turn them into opportunities to live better. Before we dive in, if you find this content valuable, please hit the like button, share this video, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next videos. Your support helps us create more meaningful content to inspire and improve your life. Now let's get started with the first habit. Number 1, neglecting personal hygiene. As we age, it's easy to let small things like personal hygiene slip. You might think wearing the same shirt for a few days, skipping a hairbrush, or letting your nails grow a bit long isn't a big deal. But the truth is, these details speak volumes. Picture this. You walk into a family gathering wearing a wrinkled shirt, your hair a bit messy, with a faint body odor. Your grandkids might still smile and hug you, but you notice they stand a little farther away, or their hugs are quicker than usual. No one says anything. They don't want to hurt your feelings, but they notice. And it's not just at home. Strangers at the store or coffee shop quietly take note too. Personal hygiene isn't just about cleanliness. It's a message about how you value yourself and those around you. When you overlook these things, it unintentionally signals that you've given up a part of yourself. This can make family, especially younger ones, feel like you no longer care about your health or image as you once did. A friend once shared that her mother, who always prided herself on being put together, started wearing old, worn-out clothes after retiring. Over time, my friend noticed her mother's friends visited less often, and even she struggled to bring up the issue without upsetting her mom. The good news? Personal hygiene is one of the easiest habits to fix. You don't need to become a fashion icon or douse yourself in expensive cologne. Simple changes will do. A clean shirt every day, neatly combed hair, regularly trimmed nails, or a daily shower. These actions don't just make you feel refreshed, they boost your mental health. A Harvard University study found that maintaining personal hygiene can reduce stress and increase confidence in older adults, helping them feel in control of their lives. When you take care of yourself, you send a message. I'm still here. I still care, and that invites closeness and respect from others. Try starting with a small habit, like spending 5 minutes each morning checking your appearance before heading out. If tasks like trimming nails are tough due to health issues, ask a loved one for help. That's not weakness. It's a way to show you care about yourself. When you do this, you'll notice family members smiling more, hugs lingering longer, and a newfound confidence in your own skin. Health isn't just about diet or exercise. It starts with how you honor yourself every day. Number 2, speaking without a filter. As we get older, sometimes the filter on our words gets a little thinner. You might feel you've lived long enough to say whatever's on your mind, and that can feel liberating. But imagine you're at a family party and blurt out a comment about your grandchild's weight. "You've put on a few pounds, haven't you? Time to hit the gym." You chuckle, thinking it's just a harmless joke. But your grandchild goes quiet, avoids eye contact, and the next time you see them, they're less talkative. Those thoughtless words, even if unintentional, can leave wounds that no one speaks about. Comments about appearance, personal lives, or others' parenting choices often come from a place of honesty or humor. But to the listener, especially younger generations, they can feel like judgment or criticism. A friend once told me his grandmother frequently commented on his single status, joking, "By your age, I already had 3 kids." He'd laugh it off, but inside he felt pressured and distant. Those words, though not meant to hurt, can make grandkids shy away from deeper conversations, fearing judgment. The impact of this habit is bigger than you might think. When you speak without thinking, others may pull back, sharing fewer personal stories or inviting you to fewer events. They love you, but they're protecting themselves from the sting of careless words. An AARP survey found that over 60% of older adults admitted to unintentionally hurting loved ones with their words without realizing it. This doesn't mean you have to censor everything, but ask yourself, is this helpful? Is it kind? The fix is simple. Take a moment to think before you speak. If you wouldn't want someone saying the same thing to your grandkids, maybe don't say it to others. Instead of commenting, "You've gained weight," try asking, "How's life going? Anything exciting happening?" This approach opens doors to connection instead of building walls. Your words carry special weight at this age, backed by a lifetime of wisdom. When you wrap that wisdom in kindness, people listen. They'll seek your advice not because they have to, but because they want to. The lifestyle tip here is to turn your words into bridges. Kind communication not only strengthens relationships, but also makes you feel lighter, reducing stress and nurturing mental health. Try this simple technique. Count to 3 in your head before making a comment. That tiny pause can change how your words land, and you'll be amazed at how people open up, grow closer, and value you more deeply. Number 3, wearing clothes that no longer fit. Think about the last time you saw an older adult dressed neatly with well-fitting clothes in vibrant colors. Didn't you feel an instant sense of admiration? Now contrast that with someone in outdated, baggy, or ill-fitting clothes. You might unconsciously think they've stopped caring about themselves. In your golden years, clothes aren't just fashion. They're how you introduce yourself to the world. Yet sometimes we get stuck in old habits, pulling out that shirt from 20 years ago or those worn-out shoes thinking, "It's still fine. Why replace it?" I once met an older gentleman at the grocery store wearing an oversized suit, as if he were reliving his peak career days. He was friendly, but I noticed people around him engaged less, perhaps because his appearance suggested he was disconnected from the present. These choices, though unintentional, signal that you've let go, and it can lead family or friends to invite you to fewer events. Not because they don't love you, but because they sense you're not fully present. The good news is this habit is easy to fix. You don't need to chase trends or dress like a teenager. Just choose clothes that fit well, are clean, and reflect who you are today. A study in the Psychology of Aging journal found that dressing appropriately boosts confidence and earns more respect for older adults. Try shopping with a loved one, picking out a shirt that complements your skin tone or comfortable yet neat shoes. If you're on a budget, check out thrift stores. In the US, places like Goodwill offer quality options at affordable prices. The lifestyle tip is to see clothing as part of holistic health. A well-fitting outfit doesn't just enhance your image, it lifts your mood, preparing you to face the world. Start small, like buying a new pair of jeans or a cozy sweater. You'll notice people smiling more, striking up conversations more easily, and you'll feel more confident stepping out. That's how you tell the world, "I'm still here, and I'm proud of who I am." Number 4, interrupting or dominating conversations. Picture yourself at a family dinner. Your grandchild starts talking about a new project, but you jump in with a story from your past. "Back in my day, we did it like this." Before you know it, you've been talking for 10 minutes straight and no one else gets a word in. You want to share your experience, but you've unintentionally taken over the conversation. This is a common habit among older adults, especially when you feel you have valuable insights to offer. But it can make grandkids feel unheard, causing them to pull back. A friend shared that her father would retell old stories every time she tried to talk about her job. Over time, she stopped sharing about herself, just nodding and changing the subject to avoid being overshadowed. The result was a one-sided relationship, making it hard to connect with her dad, despite her love for him. A Pew Research survey found that over 50% of young people say they share less with older family members because they feel unheard. The fix isn't about talking less, it's about listening more. Try a simple technique. Ask an open-ended question like, "How's that new job going for you?" And let them finish before you share. This builds connection and lets you learn from younger generations. Active listening is also a great mental health exercise, fostering a sense of community and reducing loneliness. A common issue for older adults, according to the American Mental Health Association. The lifestyle tip is to make every conversation a chance to understand and respect others. When you listen, you become someone your grandkids want to turn to, not someone they feel they need to avoid. Challenge yourself. In your next conversation, ask at least 3 questions before sharing your own story. You'll be amazed at how people open up and you'll feel more connected. If you're still watching and find these ideas helpful, please comment 4 below to let me know you're here. Number 5, complaining about the younger generation. As we age, it's easy to look at younger generations and shake our heads. You see a teenager glued to their phone during a family dinner and think, back in my day, we actually talked to each other. Or you hear your 30-year-old grandchild talk about working remotely and blurt out, kids today just want everything to be easy. These remarks might feel harmless, even funny, but they can quietly build a wall between you and the people you love. Picture a recent family gathering. Your granddaughter excitedly shares that she's taking an online graphic design course. But you interrupt. How can learning on a computer compare to a real classroom? She gives a forced smile, changes the subject, and the next time you see her, she shares less about her dreams. Complaining about kids these days isn't just words. It sends a signal that you're not interested in understanding their world. This is especially true for younger generations navigating a challenging landscape of technology, career pressures, and new values. When you dismiss their lifestyle, they feel rejected, and instead of opening up, they pull away. A Pew Research Center study found that over 70% of young people say they struggle to connect with older adults who judge their way of life. This doesn't mean you have to agree with every choice they make, like spending hours on social media or prioritizing job flexibility. But instead of criticizing, try being curious. Ask your grandchild, what's it like working from home? Any challenges? Or how does social media help you stay connected with friends? These questions open doors to understanding rather than building barriers. The lifestyle tip here is to see every conversation with younger generations as a chance to learn. Curiosity not only strengthens your relationships but also keeps your mind sharp, a key factor for mental health in later years, according to the American Psychological Association. When you shift from "kids today are wrong" to "I want to understand their world," you become a mentor, a companion, rather than a judgmental voice from the past. Challenge yourself. At your next family meetup, ask at least 1 question to explore their world. You'll be amazed at how much more they open up, and you'll feel younger connecting with new ideas. This connection doesn't just warm your heart, it helps you live healthier, both mentally and emotionally. Number 6, ignoring modern etiquette. Have you ever been in line at the grocery store and overheard an older adult talking loudly on their phone about a doctor's appointment? Or seen someone standing in the middle of a busy aisle, oblivious to the people trying to squeeze by? These behaviors might feel normal to you, but in today's world, they're often seen as inconsiderate. Social norms have shifted, and what was acceptable decades ago, like loud conversations in public, can now make others uncomfortable. Think back to a time you were at a coffee shop. An older person nearby played a video on their phone without earbuds, the sound echoing through the room. You tried to focus on your conversation, but the noise grated on you. You didn't say anything, just quietly moved seats. That's exactly what happens when you unintentionally break modern social rules. People don't confront you. They adjust, avoid you, or quietly reduce interaction. A Stanford University survey found that over 60% of Americans feel annoyed when someone invades personal space or causes a disturbance in public, but they rarely speak up, especially with older adults. The tricky part is you might not even realize you're doing it. You may think speaking loudly on the phone in a store is no big deal, or that standing close to someone in an elevator is fine. But these actions signal a lack of awareness of your impact. The good news is this habit is easy to fix. Pay attention to how people around you behave in public. If you're on the phone, keep your voice low or use earbuds. In line, maintain a comfortable distance from others. If you need to stop to read a product label, step aside to keep the path clear. These small changes show thoughtfulness and boost your social health. The American Public Health Association notes that aligning with social norms helps older adults feel more confident and less isolated. Try this simple habit. Every time you go out, ask yourself, am I respecting others' space? When you do this, you'll notice more smiles, more willingness to chat, and a sense that you're still part of the community. This thoughtfulness is a form of health. It helps you live with dignity and maintain positive relationships. Number 7, oversharing about health issues. Aging often comes with health challenges, and it's natural to want to share them. But when every conversation revolves around your sore knees, high blood pressure, or medication list, it can quietly wear others down. Imagine visiting an older friend. They start by talking about their latest doctor's visit, then move on to their back pain, and 20 minutes later, you realize the conversation has become a catalog of ailments. You listen, but inside you feel heavy, like you're in a clinic instead of connecting. This doesn't mean you should hide your struggles. Your health matters, and you deserve to share what's going on. But when illness dominates your conversations, it shifts the dynamic of your relationships. Grandkids may feel helpless, unsure how to support you. Friends might shorten visits, not because they don't care, but because they feel pulled into a caregiver role rather than a companion. Someone I know shared that her grandfather started every phone call with a long rundown of his health issues, from joint pain to new prescriptions. She loved him, but over time, she called less because each talk left her feeling stressed. A University of California study found that focusing too much on health problems in conversations can increase feelings of loneliness in older adults by reducing positive interactions. The fix is to find balance. Share about your health when needed, but make room for other topics, like a book you enjoyed, a funny movie, or a happy memory. Instead of detailing a doctor's visit, try saying, "The doc says I'm doing okay, but what's really cool is I just watched this hilarious comedy." This keeps conversations light and helps you focus on joy, boosting your mental health. The lifestyle tip is to turn every day into a chance to find something positive. Try keeping a small journal, jotting down 3 things that made you smile each day, like a flower in your garden or a fun chat. Share these moments instead of just health woes. When you do this, you make others feel more at ease and nurture your own mental health. You become a source of positive energy, and that's a powerful medicine for you and everyone around you. Number 8, clinging to outdated beliefs. After decades of life, it's easy to hold tight to beliefs that once served you well. Maybe you think hard work is the only path to success, or technology just makes people lazy. But when these beliefs become rigid, they can turn into walls that separate you from today's world. Imagine sitting with your grandkid as they excitedly talk about making money through social media. You brush it off. That's not a real job. Back in my day, we worked real jobs. Your grandkid goes quiet, and next time, they share nothing. These words, though rooted in experience, can make others feel you don't want to understand them. Outdated beliefs aren't just about technology. You might hold old views on gender roles, mental health, or parenting, thinking, I've lived this way my whole life, why change? But the world has evolved, and when you refuse to consider new perspectives, others, especially younger generations, may see you as stubborn. They won't say it, but they stop sharing important things, knowing you won't agree. A friend once shared that his grandmother insisted depression is just negative thinking, making it impossible for him to open up about his mental health struggles. They grew distant, despite his longing to stay close. The fix isn't about abandoning your values. It's about opening your mind to new ideas. A University of Michigan study found that older adults open to learning from younger generations have better mental health and feel less lonely. Try asking, can you explain more about this job? Or, I've never thought of it that way. Tell me more. These questions help you understand the modern world and show you're still growing, still curious. The lifestyle tip is to see aging as a chance to be a student of life. Openness doesn't diminish you, it enriches you. Challenge yourself. Each week, learn one new thing from your grandkids, like how to use an app or understand a trend. When you do this, you build bridges to younger generations and keep your mind sharp, improving your mental health. You become someone people seek out, not because you know everything, but because you're willing to listen and grow. That's the true power of aging. If you're still watching and find these ideas helpful, please comment 8 below to let me know you're here. Number 9, moving without awareness of your surroundings. As we age, our pace of life often slows down. You might need more time to get around or take extra care with each step, and then that's completely natural. But sometimes in focusing on ourselves, we unintentionally overlook how we affect shared spaces. Imagine you're at a bustling grocery store. You pause in the middle of an aisle to read a cereal box label, your cart blocking the way, while others weave around you with frustrated glances. They don't say anything, just sigh and move on. But you can sense a flicker of tension. These small moments send a message that you're unaware of your surroundings. Think back to a time at an airport. An older adult walks slowly right down the center of a busy walkway, oblivious to the hurried crowd behind them. You tried to pass but had to slow down, feeling a twinge of annoyance. No one spoke up, but such behaviors can make others see you as an obstacle, reducing natural interactions. A survey by the American Travel Association found that over 65% of people feel irritated when someone moves without awareness in public spaces. But they rarely confront older adults, fearing it might seem disrespectful. This doesn't mean you need to rush or pretend you're as spry as you were in your youth. It's about awareness. You can move slowly but still notice the flow around you. If you need to stop, step to the side. When walking, stick to one side of the path to let others pass easily. These small adjustments show thoughtfulness and respect for shared spaces. A friend once shared that her grandmother, despite moving slowly, always stepped to the edge when walking in the park. This not only made it easier for others to pass, but also prompted smiles and friendly chats, as people appreciated her courtesy. The lifestyle tip is to treat spatial awareness as a part of your social health. The American Public Health Association notes that blending into your environment helps older adults feel more confident and reduces the risk of social isolation. Try this simple habit. Whenever you're out, observe how others move and ask yourself, am I making it easy for others? When you do this, you avoid those frustrated glances and build an image of a gracious, considerate person. This fosters mental health, helping you feel like a vital part of the community. Number 10, telling jokes that don't land. A good sense of humor is a precious gift at any age, especially as you grow older. It helps you navigate tough days, brings laughter to others, and keeps your spirit youthful. But not every joke stands the test of time. Picture yourself at a family birthday party. You tell a joke about the differences between men and women, expecting the same laughs it got 30 years ago. Instead, you get awkward glances and a forced smile from your grandchild. You think, people are too sensitive. But the truth is, jokes rooted in old stereotypes or lacking sensitivity can make others uncomfortable, especially younger generations. Recall a time when someone made a joke about a group member's appearance. You might have laughed along, but deep down, it felt off. For younger people, jokes poking fun at ethnicity, gender, or lifestyle are often seen as disrespectful, as they live in a world that values inclusion and empathy. Someone I know shared that his grandfather often teased him about being a chef, saying, "A man in the kitchen?" That was women's work in my day. He brushed it off, but over time, he stopped inviting his grandfather to his restaurant, feeling his work was belittled. The fix isn't to abandon your humor, but to adapt it to today's world. Choose jokes that lift others up, like poking fun at your own silly moments. Instead of joking about your grandkid's job, share a funny story about the time you tried learning to use a smartphone and messed it all up. A Stanford University study found that positive humor not only strengthens relationships, but also reduces stress and boosts mental health in older adults. The lifestyle tip is to use humor as a tool for connection. Challenge yourself. This week, tell a joke that makes everyone laugh without making anyone uneasy. Maybe a story about getting lost because you didn't trust Google Maps. When you do this, you'll see people relax, share more, and you'll feel younger. Humor is medicine for the soul, but only when it brings joy to everyone. You can still be the life of the party, just be a spirit that makes everyone feel respected and loved. Number 11, acting helpless when you don't need to. Aging brings real limitations. You may not have the strength to do everything you once did, but sometimes we slip into relying on others, even when we're capable. Imagine you're at home with your daughter. You ask her to turn on the TV because you don't get this new remote, or you ask your grandkid to carry a light grocery bag, even though you could manage. At first, these requests seem harmless, but over time, they can make family feel like they're caregiving rather than connecting with you. Think of an older neighbor you know. They often ask for help with small tasks, like checking email on their phone or opening a jar, even though you know they could do it. Eventually, you feel drained, not because you don't want to help, but because it seems they've stopped trying. This doesn't come from laziness, but often from fear. Fear of messing up, looking foolish, or not keeping up with today's world. Yet when you default to depending on others, it signals you've given up on effort, which can erode the respect others have for you. A University of California study found that older adults who maintain independence in small tasks have better mental health and fewer self-esteem issues. The fix is to try things you think you can handle, even if they take time. If you're unsure about the TV remote, spend 10 minutes experimenting with the buttons or ask your grandkid to teach you once instead of doing it for you. If you're worried about carrying groceries, start with lighter items. A friend shared that her 75-year-old grandmother insisted on learning to order food through a phone app. She struggled, but each success lit her up like a kid, and the family admired her persistence. The lifestyle tip is to see small challenges as chances to nurture mental health and confidence. Independence doesn't mean never needing help. It's knowing when to try and when to ask. Challenge yourself. Each day, do one small task you usually delegate, like making coffee or checking mail. When you do this, you build confidence and make your family proud, seeing you as someone still in the game. That's how you preserve dignity and live healthier. Number 12, pretending you're always right. After decades of experience, it's easy to feel you know how things work. You might correct someone's story at dinner, insist your way is the only right way, or dismiss a younger person's opinion with, "I've lived long enough to know better." But when the need to be right overshadows the desire to connect, you can unintentionally push people away. Imagine you're at a friend's gathering. Someone suggests a new way to manage finances, and you cut in. "Back in my day, we just saved, and that was enough." People nod, but the conversation shifts, and next time, they ask your opinion less. These moments add up. Someone I know shared that his father corrected everyone in discussions, from cooking to politics. Over time, the family stopped inviting him into deeper conversations, not out of disrespect, but because they felt their opinions weren't heard. A Harvard University study found that older adults open to others' views have stronger relationships and feel less lonely. When you insist you're right, you may win the argument, but lose the connection, something far more valuable. The fix isn't to abandon your experience, but to hold it with humility. Try saying, "I hadn't thought of it that way. Tell me more." Or, "This is how I did it, but I'm curious about your approach." These phrases don't diminish your wisdom. They make you more approachable. When you listen, you invite others to share, and they value your advice more because it comes from understanding, not imposition. The lifestyle tip is to see every conversation as a chance to learn and connect. Humility doesn't make you smaller. It makes you greater in others' eyes. Challenge yourself. This week, let someone finish their thought before sharing your view. When you do this, people will seek you out more, not because you're right, but because you make them feel heard. That's the true power of aging, the power of connection. If you're still watching and find these ideas helpful, please comment 12 below to let me know you're here. Now that we've explored these 12 less than ideal habits, take a moment to reflect, not with judgment, but with gentleness and honesty. Have any of these habits crept into your life? Did anything catch you by surprise? Most importantly, what are you ready to change, even just a little, to live better? This video isn't here to make you feel ashamed or lacking. It's a gift, a mirror to help you see the blind spots most of us miss, wrapped in care and hope. These habits don't define who you are. They're just small moments, formed over time, and with a bit of awareness, you can turn them into opportunities for growth. The true power of aging isn't in clinging to the past or resisting change. It's in your ability to step into each new day with confidence, grace, and a desire to connect with those around you. When you tweak small habits like listening more, dressing neatly, or joking kindly, you not only improve how others see you, but also enhance your own mental and emotional health. The American Mental Health Association says small daily behavior changes, like maintaining independence or building positive relationships, can lower the risk of depression and loneliness in older adults. Every step you take to live more thoughtfully, more present, is a step toward a healthier, fuller life. You don't need to change everything at once. Start with one habit, maybe asking a curious question instead of judging or spending 5 minutes a day caring for yourself. These changes ripple outward, making you prouder of who you are and drawing others closer to you. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button, share it with friends, and subscribe with notifications on for more videos. We want to hear from you. First, leave a comment sharing one lesson you took from this video or how you plan to apply it in your life. Your thoughts inspire us in this community. Second, if you have ideas or suggestions to make our next videos even better, share them in the comments. Your feedback matters to us. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.